record this and see if anybody wants to watch it afterwards. Um, I just want to talk a little bit about these epic events. I don't know if you've tried this out or if you've seen the trainings on these. So there was one that Lindsay Lake did, and I shared that in the team page. And there was one that um, Valentina Ganter did as well. And they're the same thing. Um, but Lindsay Lake was just reiterating it. And so, I have a really hard time with change. Um, and I just thought, you know what, get over it. Parties are always evolving with this business, which I like. So let's just try something different. So typically I run 5-day makeup classes. So it's makeup classes. I run them for 5 days. I'm posting like 4 times a day in them, and I'm running them through events. I stopped using groups, started using events to change things up just to see if there was a difference. And I'm actually really liking events. And then it's remembering to post because in events you can't schedule. Um, and, it just sometimes feels like it's really drug out. And you're talking about so many products, or there's lots of people who get overwhelmed. They're not sure what to talk about. So I just talk about my favorite products and, teach how to use them, what they can do for you, etc. So I decided, you know what, let's take a step back from these makeup classes and let's try these epic events. Um, and literally it is just a 30-minute event. I start them on Tuesdays at 8 o'clock and I post until 8:30, and that's it. And I do it in 5-minute increments. So I have about 5 posts that I make, and then I'm done. So I have been doing this for 3 weeks, and they recommended, giving it like 3 months and just seeing what it does for your business. And I've actually already seen a difference. I'm not getting like a ton of orders, but I'm getting orders. I'm getting people intrigued by the mascara, by the Epic, by posting and sharing about it. And I feel that Epic really is the gateway to having other people, or having those people try out other products. Because if you can get them to order Epic, they try it, they love it, you can get them to get, into your VIP group, they see you sharing about other products, then they might want to try other products that you're sharing about besides Epic. If they really like Epic, you can also get them to do the subscription program, or, you might have someone who is going to reorder it. So as long as, you're doing your follow-ups and creating relationships with that person and building that trust, they're going to keep coming back if they really like the Epic. I've had a lot of people say, once I tried Epic, like I could not go back to my old mascara. It just wasn't the same. So this past week on Tuesday, I did 4 Epic events. And from those 4 Epic events, I have gained 93 new contacts. It's the most I have gained in a really long time. I was like crapping myself when all these people were accepting my fairy class. I'm like, oh my gosh, this never happened. So I will go back to that in a little bit and talk about that. But like I said, I've been implementing this for 3 weeks, and I am seeing a difference in my business. Not maybe necessarily the sales. Like I said, I am getting sales from them, but I started with obviously customers, and some of those customers, their friends are already my customers. So that's how I have started it, is by reaching out to those that have tried Epic and love Epic. And I can share verbiage if you want verbiage on what I'm messaging them. And that's how I got it started. So anywho, it's just a 30-minute event, and I get it all set up typically like a day or 2 before. That way I give them time to invite whoever they want to the event. And like I said, I've been doing it event style because something that I've been offering is the first 15 women to RSVP to the event that they are going, they're going to be entered into a drawing towards a freebie from me, or a little prize from me, or something fun from me. And then this intrigues people to, click on that going. And then, it's nice to be able to interact more with those people that are saying they're going. Now, people are still going to get notifications even if they don't click that they are going. If they click maybe, or if they don't click anything at all, they're still going to get notifications. But if they click they're not going, they won't receive the notifications. But I rarely have people click not going. And, I just don't know what's going on with groups lately. A lot of people aren't getting notifications, so I really like doing the events and just offering that, freebie. Typically I'll just send like a makeup bag with maybe a lip gloss in it, or send out some samples. It doesn't have to be something huge and extravagant or anything like that. And it's just something that I'm personally offering. You don't have to feel obligated to do that. Don't be going and spending your money, if you don't have the funds for that. So I create the event like the night before or the day before or 2 days before, and I will post the night before. And my post is just a little bit about me. It's a little collage. It has, a picture of me and Adam and me and Declan and, blah, 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 just a little bit about me. And then the day of, it was recommended to post like something inspirational, like in the morning or in the afternoon. And I do mine on Tuesdays, and here in our household, we have Taco Tuesday. Every Tuesday, we eat tacos for dinner. So I have incorporated, because, I'm trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Brain fart. Relate to people and create, I can't remember, like create, you know what I mean, about me, my likes and things like that. Okay. I cannot think of the word. Here, I'll mute you. Do you know what the word is? I'm just going to unmute you.
No, I know what you're trying to say, though.
Yeah, I can't think of it. Anyways, like when people think of me, they think of those like silly seek and finds and things like that. My it's gonna bother me. It'll come to me. Anyways, we do Taco Tuesday. So in my about me, I talk about like, how we like tacos and we eat tacos on Tuesdays and stuff, and how the event is starting on Tuesday on hashtag Taco Tuesday. I'm just being silly and things like that, letting them know, the real me. So you can post something inspirational if you want, but what I post about is it's this silly eye makeup look with this girl has a taco on her eyelid. It's like it's makeup, and it looks incredible. But anyways, and it gets people laughing and things like that. And then I do so I do that in the morning. So they see that first thing in the morning, and then I do like a 15-minute or a 30-minute warning, because typically Facebook will send out a notification an hour before the event starts. So I make the event start at 8 o'clock. That's just my personal preference. And then I make it end 10 days later. And I leave the link open that full 10 days. So my first post, so my 15-minute warning is a funny GIF. Then my first post is, how do you know the hostess? And I offer if I can get 10 or 15, whatever number, I just change it up depending on how many people are saying that they're attending. If I can get 10 people to tell me how they know Kirsten, the hostess, each of you will go into a drawing for a mini spa packet or whatever. And I plan on sending a sample of night cream, and I make like my own little samples, which you're technically not allowed to do. It's against compliance, but don't tell on me. And a sample of the exfoliating mask, which I get in my back office, which that's also a tax write-off as well when you do order samples. So anywho, then, and I post like a picture of the hostess. Now I try to get, if the hostess has tried Epic mascara, a picture of her with Epic on. If not, then I take her profile picture or a cute picture of her or whatever. So then my next post, all it is an Epic video, how to apply it. And it's just me being silly, sharing why I love it, what it does. So, it gives you added length, volume, curl. It's a one step. You can do, 1 coat, 2 coats. And I just show like literally my lashes growing from this mascara. And I'm silly in it. I'm just myself, and I would recommend that being no more than 3 minutes. Mine's actually it's less than a minute, honestly. And then my next post is just a 14-day guarantee post. It's a picture of me wearing Epic. And it says, 14-day Epic Love It guarantee. And then and I can invite you to one of my past parties if you want. Or if anybody wants.
That'd be great.
Yep, I can do that. And my verbiage just says, just trust me, if you don't love it, you can return it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I think that kind of reassures people, letting them know that we do have that 14-day love it guarantee. Then my next post is just it's about other products, and it's a picture of me with no makeup on, and then a picture of me with a full face on. And it says, if you're interested in learning about other products, let me know. We have a 14-day love it guarantee on all of them as well. We carry more than just mascara, obviously. Then my next post, and these are all in 5-minute increments. So far I've only posted on that day the 15-minute warning, how do you know the hostess, the Epic video, the 14-day guarantee, posts about other products, and then I post about the kudos. I share what the kudos is. And then since Epic is in there, I said for these past parties that you can get Epic for free in the kudos this month. And then because of the price point and everything with it. And then then I have one last post, and it's like a that's it post. Like it just says, see, told you it was quick, fast, and easy, And by that time it's like 8:20, 8:25 or whatever. And then that's it. And then I'm done. And I post the link in the description of the event, and then I post the link in the comments, and I don't say anything about posting the link. Or where the link is. They can see it when they see the about section, but I do post it in the video, and I do post it in the very last post. And then that's it. That's all that I do. And then I'm done with that party. Obviously I go back in there. So a couple of days later, I offer another giveaway. A lot of people are visual. So it's technically a little bit more than 8 mascaras. I think it adds up to like 192 points or $192 for 8 mascaras. But I have like a little collage that has 8 mascaras showing people visually, okay, if Kirsten, gets to 8 mascaras or the equivalent of 8 mascaras sold, I will do a drawing for everybody that has ordered for, I will do a drawing for a full-size product, just to kind of get people to, try it. And I do like the equivalent of, because I do have some people who will order, other stuff along with Epic, or they might not even order Epic. I had someone just order the kudos and a brush, even though Epic was in there. But I usually do that like a couple days later. And then I have the hostess post the day that the party closes. And then the next day after it closes, I post like a thank you post. It's an attraction marketing post, just kind of sharing a little bit more about myself, more personally, as well as, what this business has done for me. And then later that evening, I will post about my VIP group and a link to my business page. And that's it. And then I'm done. It's so simple. So the next day, what I do after that party's done is I will send out friend requests. And I will friend request every single person that she has invited. Everybody. Except for the ones that said that they weren't going. So all the ones that said they were attending, all the ones that said maybe, and all the ones who didn't put anything. I send them out all friend requests. When they accept my friend request is when I message them. So this is a little bit different than what Lindsay and Valentina were saying to do. What they were doing is they were messaging first and then sending out friend requests. I'm finding that sending out friend requests first and then messaging is working a lot better, for me at least. And when you message a certain amount of people that you're not friends with, Facebook will block you from messaging new people. So I will send them a friend request, and if they accept, then I will message them. Now, the cool thing about event is this. You go, so I'll send them all friend requests, and then the next day I'll go and message them, or I'll do it like in the morning, and then maybe in the afternoon or evening is when I'll message them. And if you go to the event, there's a button underneath the description of the event that says message guest. And what that does when you click on that is it links up that event. So for those that might not have seen it, but may have accepted my friend request for some reason, it will link that event to that message. And so that they can go back in and click on that event and go to it and see what I'm talking about. So in my message, I'm basically like, hey girl, thanks so much for the ad. I greatly appreciate it. I just wanted to say thank you for being a part of Kirsten's epic event last night. If you have any questions, let me know. Never any pressure if you're not interested. I'm looking forward to connecting with you. Have an awesome day. And that's it. Okay, that's all that I send. And then I send it, and you can click it. It will have boxes, and you can click on who you want to send it to. So I always just send it to those that accepted the friend request.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so nice. And I love how it links that event, because then maybe they missed it and forgot about it. Then they can go back and click on that, and it takes them right to the event. It just makes it, I'm really liking this. So
It makes it so much easier.
Definitely. And you can do this if you do makeup classes, if you do anything in events. It doesn't have to just be this epic event that you're doing. If you do, whatever type of party you do.
Right.
And then what I do is, after all these people accept my friend request, I send out all my messages. I will go, and just be careful with how many you send, go in increments. I'll send about 5, I'll wait a couple minutes, then send out another 5, wait a couple minutes. But anyways, then I will go to recent friends underneath my profile, and I will change the settings to close friends for all of them and get notifications. So what that does is Facebook notifies me when they make a post on Facebook, and then I get that notification, I click on it, and I see what they're posting about. And this is how I start to build my relationships and relate to other people. And then, so like I said, I recommend, creating that friendship first. They recommended, Lindsay went back, and what she does is those that accepted, she will message them about having an epic event like their friend did. Now, this is where I'm kind of like borderline, like I kind of want to build that relationship first a little bit. But if I have people ordering in there, then of course I'm going to ask them first if they would be interested. So what I did was I started with a few of my friends that have Epic and love Epic, and then that's how it continued to grow. So the week of Christmas, I only ran 2 because it just was crazy hectic here. And my one friend, Danielle, had one. I didn't get any sales from it, but I made new contacts, which it's just, that's important. It's important to make contacts, because at some point you're going to run out of people to talk to. You're going to run out of people to ask to do parties. You're going to run out of people to ask to join you. You're just going to run out of people. And I've been there. That's what happened to me years ago. So my friend Danielle had her party, and then I was actually friends with a couple of people that she invited that said that they were going to attend. The relationship wasn't like really there, but they had been watching me for a while, because she had actually had a makeup class prior to this, like months ago, and that's how I connected with those people. But the relationship wasn't like super strong. I would say they were more in my warm market versus hot. They weren't in my cold. They would hop on my lives, and they would talk to me a little bit, and I would like their posts, they would like mine. So then I started with them, and I said, hey girl, was just wondering if you'd be interested in doing a 30-minute epic event like Danielle did. No pressure if you're not interested. Blah, 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 blah. I can share verbiage. I don't know. I said something along those lines, and I got both of them to agree to do one. And then, so I'm just continuously trying to build and build. I'm basically pretty much starting though with my best customers and those that have tried Epic. That way I can gain new contacts and then hopefully get people to order. like I said, I ran 4 this past Tuesday, and one of the 4 has had orders. So she's at 128 points already. She had 2 people order Epic and 1 person order the Kudos. And the person who ordered the Kudos is already a customer, but the one who, maybe there was only 1 that ordered Epic. Oh no, there was 2 people ordered Epic, I think. They're 2 new customers. So that's why it's super important to be diligent and do your follow-ups. So once they get it, I'm going to make sure that they're happy with it, that they're loving it. I'm going to troubleshoot with them, send them a video first, like, this is how I like to apply it. If you have any questions, let me know. And if they love it, then I'll see if they want to do an Epic event, and then just go from there. So like I said, I've only been doing this for 3 weeks. They recommended, trying it out for at least 3 months and seeing what it does for your business. But I've already seen results. I mean, not necessarily a ton of orders, but I am gaining lots and lots of new contacts, which is good, because for me, I kind of just feel that I don't like to use the word stuck, but I'm just kind of, I need some fresh people. I need some fresh faces. I need some new people to offer the opportunity to that I think would be amazing at this. I feel like I sometimes I dwell on my fence sitters because I know that they would be awesome at it, but it's just not the right time for them and they're not ready. And, I feel like, oh, like I need to add more people to my list. Like I have a really long list, but I pretty much have reached out to mainly all of them, and I just need to keep that list going. So I just was kind of feeling quote unquote stuck when it comes to offering the opportunity and kind of running out of new people to make connections with and things like that. So I'm really liking it. I was hesitant to do event style, but I really am liking the event style, especially when I found out that you can go and, like you said, it was really cool. And when you message the guest, it links up the event. So I can add you to one of them, and I can share verbiage with you too if you want. But
that would be amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds so much simpler than actually doing a 10-day group.
Yes, it is. It is.
You know what I mean?
And
I'm finding that there's not a lot of people aren't getting notifications for the group.
Yeah.
So.
That, and I haven't done 10 days in a really long time, because when groups were working, like I said, everything is evolving with parties. And so I'm trying, like I said, change is hard for me, but I know I have to change things up in this business. And when I would do 10-day parties, they, like, by the 5th day, I would lose people. I would lose views, because I always would tell my hostesses, like, don't invite more than 250 people. That way, I could still see who's viewing, because after 250, you don't. Now with events, it doesn't matter. But anywho, then I started doing 7 days, and then I was noticing the same thing. So that's why I do 5 days. And then I used to do 3-day lash bashes. So I would intermix, and I would do 5-day makeup classes and 3-day lash bashes. But I'm telling you what, I will literally, Adam knows, Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock, I'm focused. I'm doing my Epic events. I'm posting in there in increments of 5 minutes. It's literally like 6 posts, and then I'm done, and then I go and do my live that I do on Tuesdays. And that's it. I'm done. I leave the link open for the full 10 days, and I will go back in there and post here and there. But nothing too much. I will also supply my hostess with verbiage on messaging all the guests that she invited. Like, hey girl, like, listen, I want to get you freebies, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is where you're at. I'm always letting my hostesses know where they are at point-wise, or sales-wise or whatever. And I will give them verbiage. So a lot of times with my makeup classes, I will tell them to reach out to 15 to 20 of their closest friends and family, letting them know that the link is still open until such and such day. And kind of get a feel of what they thought about the makeup class. Also feel free to share any of my lives in there. And then if you have any of the products, feel free to share what products you love. Selfies are always welcome. With the Epic events, if they have Epic, I'll be like, girl, like get that Epic on one eye and show the difference. Reach out to all the guests that you invited and you can say something like this. You know, I make it really easy for them. But I don't worry about them sharing like my lives in there, because it's more so like a focus on Epic.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so simple. It's so nice. And then I'm done. And then I have a whole week to work on finding more hostesses for that next week. I'm finding that 4 is a good number to have. I don't feel like super overwhelmed. So I think like I can bump it up and try to maybe do 6 or 7 at a time. Lindsay Lake, who did the one training, she does 10 at a time. She always tries to do 10 at a time, but I feel like 10 would just be a little overwhelming for me. Especially when you're posting in increments of 5 minutes, you know, so you do what works for you. 4 is great for me, and I know I can do a little bit more. So I'm going to try to push myself next week to have a few more.
When you do the post, though, let's say you got like 4 events going.
Mm-hmm.
You have to post each one individually, though,
Correct.
right? So, I mean,
correct.
Because you can't do one post in multiple, right? With
Correct.
the events? Okay.
Yeah, because everybody has their own separate event, so I have to go in each event and post one thing at a time.
Right.
And then,
okay.
And you can't schedule an event.
Right.
That's
not yet anyway.
Yeah, not yet anyway. And I bet you anything that will roll out. It will roll out at some point. It's got to.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only downfall with events. But if you are just diligently working for just 30 straight minutes, you know what I mean? Like you set the time that the event starts, not the hostess. And, you know, not everybody has to be present. It's okay if they're not. They can come back in and, you know, chime in later, you know, the next day or whatever. Like I had someone comment, she's like, oh no, I completely missed this. And I'm like, it's okay. Just go back through. Everything is posted. You can view everything at your own convenience. So I also let my hostess know, you know, listen, like, yeah, it's a 30-minute Epic event and it's not necessarily live, but it's live. You know what I mean? But you don't have to be present. If that time doesn't work for you, that's fine. Go back later that night or that next day and comment and interact. You know, so, you know, I always let my hostesses know you don't have to be present for anything, because I think a lot of them feel like, oh, well, that time doesn't work for me. I can't do that. I'm going to be doing this. And I'm like, that's totally fine. You can just go back and view everything at your own convenience. Same thing with your guests. That's why I do these online. I get it, you know, and I try to relate. Like, I get it. I'm busy too. I'm so busy, you know, life's crazy. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been doing these for 3 weeks and I'm really liking them. I'll still run my makeup classes though, here and there. So I have 2
these just do. Well, and especially if you're doing a 5-day makeup class, or like you've even done in the past where you've done a live makeup class for what, an hour or something that you did it.
Yeah.
Basically you're live, but you had it in a group or something. Mm-hmm. So those are, I mean, that's cool too.
Yeah. And people are doing like messenger parties and things like that too. I mean, like I said earlier, parties are evolving with our business. And, you know, a lot of people are finding success with messenger parties. Now, I don't want to do messenger parties, but that's personally me. But if it's working for you, then do it. If Epic events are working for you, like a 30-minute Epic event, then do it. If an hour event is working for you and you're doing a full face for an hour sharing about the products that you like, do it. A 3-day, a 5-day, 7-day, 10-day, whatever. You know, that's what's nice. You know, it's your business and you do what works for you. And I was hesitant at first, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to knock it till I try it. And it's working for me. It's working. I'm gaining new contacts. I'm getting sales. I'm getting, you know, new customers, and I'm getting more people into my VIP group. And that's why it's important too to be consistent in that group and to build that trust with the people that are in there. And it helps you build relationships too. Because in there, I don't just share about makeup, you know, I share about funny things or personal things, or, you know what I mean? So That's why I love having the VIP group. I call it my exclusive beauty group so that people feel, super special, that it's exclusive. It's just for them.
Right.
But yeah, do you have any questions? I mean, I really like it. Like I said, it's super
No, this is
fast.
cool. I'm gonna touch base with. I mean, I have 3 new customers with the Epic,
Mhm.
and they're loving it. And then one of them just bought, was it 2 Epics and lash serums, and then the exfoliator at Christmas, and she gave it off as gifts.
Oh, nice.
So I just actually messaged her back to see, how she's loving it. She feels the lash serum and the Epic is the best out there, and her recipients also felt the same way. So, and she's loving the Splash liquid lipstick.
Well, perfect. Yeah, she would be
So
great to kind of
so I've
be.
just been reaching back and forth with her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, and what I said was to my customers, hey, listen, would you be willing to be my guinea pig? I need your help, and I can share with you the verbiage that I sent them or whatever. And, you wouldn't believe, I mean, yeah, you're going to get ignored. I still get ignored. I still get ignored by my best customers. I still have amazing customers who refuse to do a party. Refuse. Like people who spend monthly. My friend Hallie, she will not do a party. My friend Kelly, she will not do a party. I'm like, why? You don't have to do anything. I mean, I don't like saying that because I do need them to do stuff, but it's like, why? You legit don't have to do
yeah, it's not there. I mean, you don't have to clean your house for nothing.
Right, exactly. I'm like, I just want your connections. Give me your people. But yeah, she would be great, kind of see if she wants to be your guinea pig and try it out. If she's got people that are liking it,
Right, that's what I was thinking.
they'll need refills at
And
some
that's perfect.
Well, and didn't you sell like to new people when we were at convention too? I remember you saying like, "Oh, I just have like 3 new customers that wanted Epic," and I think you had Epic on hand to send them when you got back home. So
Yep.
that's where I recommend starting out at, is if they have ordered off your website, you can go back to your website and click on, customer by product under your customer connect and click on Epic, and it'll tell you everybody that's ordered Epic. Or if you have like a system like I do, some sort of follow-up system, you see what all people have ordered, just go back through and search for Epic, or you can even go back through your VIP group, and in your group, type in like the search "thank you Epic," and it'll pop up if you've posted like a thank you to people who have purchased Epic, and you can write their names down too.
Right.
So yeah, I mean it's working great, but I'm gonna keep going with it and see how it goes. So I mean, I was really shocked at the new contacts that I made. And like I said, I am sending out friend requests to every single person. You're going to get ignored. You're going to have people, block you. You're going to have people who refuse to be your friend. You're going to have people confused as to why you're sending them a friend request. But, that's just what I'm doing, and I got 93 new contacts from it, and heck, I'll freaking take it, and I went through and I set all of them at either See First. With See First, you can only have, I think, 30 people, and then close friends, it's unlimited, and then you just click on close friends and then get notifications, make sure that's checkmarked, and Facebook will notify you every time they post.
Right.
So if you're liking their posts, commenting on their posts, you're gonna pop up more in their newsfeed too. So they're gonna find out more about you. So, that's one way that I build my relationships. I find what I can relate to with them. And if I find that there's nothing I can relate to them with, or they're super negative, or whatever, then I'll just delete them. I don't want to be friends with people who are negative, or cussing on their Facebook, or posting, political things, and getting people all hyped up. I don't, that's just not me. But I will go and I will just check them out before I do send a friend request, just to kind of see if they're in direct sales. I'm terrible. I won't friend request anybody that's in direct sales. and I won't friend request if I can see some of their posts if it's negative. So, I can't relate to negative people, and it just depends on like what kind of like direct sales they're in and whether or not I'll friend request them or not. So, I mean, if they're like with me, nothing against Mary Kay, but if they're with Mary Kay, like I'm not going to friend request them because they're probably not going to order from me or have a party with me or join me.
Right.
But if they, like there was one girl, she owns her own business. She like makes these really cute signs or whatever and like cups and things like that. Like, yeah, like I'll friend request her. That doesn't hurt any. But yeah, that's just what I've been doing and I'm really liking it. So I just wanted to share. Um, like I said, parties are evolving and I feel like this is so simple. It's so easy. And you get a new recruit, this is what you teach them. This is what you teach them to do because all of us have Epic. Every single one of us have Epic, and the people that are joining now with the company are getting Epic in their kit. There's been just so many people that will be like, I don't know, I can't do parties because I don't have all the products. Yeah, you can. You have Epic, don't you? Epic sells.
Yep.
It sells, people hit black status selling 3D, and like I said, I just feel that mascara is the gateway to people trying other products. That's Epic has opened many doors for me with customers. I have sold Epic to them and then they wanted to try something else and they've fallen in love with that and then they've fallen in love with the whole line and they keep coming back to me. They'll do parties for me. I'll offer the opportunity and I always offer the opportunity to anybody who hostesses a party, especially if it's getting sales too. Like, hey girl, are you sure you don't want to be doing with this with me? You could be reaping the benefits here and getting paid from your friends ordering. Just something like that, and a lot of times it's planting the seed. They're not gonna be like, oh yeah, you're right, maybe I should. Most of the time they're like, oh, blah blah blah, but that seed was planted and it's in their head. They're seeing that their friends are buying. Now then I'll have people who will be like, oh well, you know what, like my party's not going very well, no one's ordering, and I'm like, you know what, that's okay. You're getting interaction, you have people interested, asking questions, or maybe there's nobody interacting or whatever. I'll just be like, listen, like it's completely different when you are the presenter, because they're actually supporting you, versus they're supporting me right now, while trying to help you earn freebies. But whereas if you were the presenter, it's your friends supporting you, and you're going to find that you'll be more successful that way. And then a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, like you're right. And then I have had people join and then their friends will order from them, but they never ordered from me when I was the presenter. So that's just one way to help people see it differently, when they're like, oh, no one's ordering for my party, how can I be successful? And number one, it's not going to happen overnight. But anyways, thank you for hopping on. I appreciate it. Do you have any more questions?
Hey, have you tried, what is this story thing on Facebook now? Where people have their story on Facebook?
Their story.
Have you seen it in Messenger and on Facebook at all?
Like at the top, they have the circles?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I do that all the time.
The story?
Yeah.
And like does it only last like 24 hours and all that?
Yes.
Okay. So I mean, because I saw it and it I actually came across it because I accidentally hit on it and I'm like, well, what is this? And all of a sudden it was giving me everybody that was on Facebook their stories all of a sudden. I'm like, what is this? So I mean, so you just upload your photos, and is that all it does, or do you put verbiage with it, or what?
You can do both. So it's kind of like Snapchat.
See, and I don't have Snapchat. That's why I'm like, oh, what is this?
Right. It's like Snapchat. So Snapchat is what started stories, and then Facebook started implementing it, and Instagram does too because Facebook owns Instagram. So I actually share my stories on Instagram, and you can sync it to share to Facebook too, which is really cool. So I don't have to share on both. It will sync it automatically.
Okay.
So what you can do is you click on like, you'll have like a little circle of yourself and you hold down and it'll say add to story and you can post a picture and then you can add your own verbiage. Or if you're making a post on Facebook, you can, it offers you to be able to, or it allows you to be able to share it to your story and your page or in your personal page.
Oh, that's
I,
cool. Okay.
so it depends on like what I'm sharing on my personal page, but most of the time my stories are something completely different. So I only post 3 times a day on my personal wall. That's it. Morning I post, something either about mom life because I'm trying to relate to other moms, or I'll post something inspirational or something funny. The afternoon is typically something lifestyle with Declan, with me, with whatever. And then my night post is something unique. Now, if I want to post more than that, I'll go to my stories and I'll post in there. Or if I am posting, you can also create polls on there too, which is cool. And it will tell you like who clicked yes and who clicked no, or who clicked whatever your options are. And that's one way that I've like worked my business is by, I'll do like eyeshadow palettes. I'll post like, which look do you like best? Or would you wear this palette? Yes or no? And those that have said yes, I'll reach out to them and thank them for taking my poll and see if, maybe offer them like, oh, hey, like I'm offering $10 off these custom palettes today if you're interested. You know what I mean? Like if you go to my story today, I try to post like 3 or 4 stories a day, but sometimes it's hard. I only posted 1 today. And I walked out of the house in my freaking slippers and picked Declan
I
up.
saw that.
I'm like, damn it.
I laugh because I do that all the time.
I'm like, those are my house shoes. I was so mad because I only wear them in the house because we take our shoes off in our house. I only wear them in the house and I wore them out. And I went and took them for ice cream afterwards. I'm like, shit. So I sanitized them when I got home. But yeah, I knew that I wanted to post something about Declan this afternoon. So I made that into my story. And the cool thing with it is people can like it, they can love it, they can haha it, they can do what they can do on an actual post on Facebook. Or they can like type something and it will automatically message you. Like if I'll post something of Declan or the boys, like for instance, like if they're wrestling or whatever, I always have this one woman who will comment and say like, I just love when you post, about you or about your son and your husband or whatever. Like it just reminds me of my kids and my husband, when they were growing up. So they can personally message you from that post and it goes right to your messenger. Or they
That's
can
cool.
like it and love it and haha it and things like that too. So, I recommend doing that. I don't recommend sharing in your story everything that you're posting on your personal wall though. So that's what I typically do is I keep my story for other things so that people are seeing different materials. You know what I mean? Or like, oh man, like I posted already this afternoon, but this happened and this is a great post and I really want to share about it. I'll put it in my story and it lets you see who views it too. So you can see
Okay.
who's watching
Okay.
it. So I definitely
That's
recommend
cool.
doing that too. So and implementing your business into it as well. You can also share your lives when you're public and you do a live on your wall. You can share your lives into your story. So I do have people who will watch my lives from my story versus my live from my personal page. So
Are you having contractions or something?
No, I have reflux right now.
Oh, because the look on your eyes were like, oh,
No,
like you were in pain.
I am having contractions every hour, but I haven't had any since I started this. No, I keep having reflux. I took a little nap and I woke up earlier with vomit in my mouth. Like, oh my God, I'm so done.
You're ready.
I
You have no stomach left. You have no bladder left.
I don't. It's terrible. I can't sleep at night. I fall asleep about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm up at 6, 7. It's terrible, but he's worth it. Soon enough. I'm 38 weeks. I know he'll be here soon.
Yep.
But yeah, contractions every hour. I'm not dilated, but my cervix is softening, and they can feel his head when they check me. So any more that he goes down, I think I will go into labor. I don't think he can go any further. He is right there. It hurts.
This is going to freak you out, but there was something I saw today. I don't remember who shared it. Oh, a friend of Stephanie's that's due in February. She didn't know she was pregnant till she was 25 weeks long.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but she said she posted something about a lady going into labor, and she freaking had the baby in the car on the way to the hospital.
Oh my gosh. I know. I'm delivering in Findlay.
It was crazy. I was like, oh my God.
I'm delivering
you hear about it,
but it's a 35-minute drive, and I like to the hospital, and I'm like, I'm so scared. And I don't know what to expect either, you know? It's pretty much like my first pregnancy. I had a C-section with Declan, and it's been totally different because he was breech, so he never engaged. He never dropped, ever. He stayed midsection.
He was a scheduled C then, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, with Grayson, he dropped like a month ago in the middle of a grocery store, and let me tell you, that was so painful. I was doing mamas in the grocery store because they hurt so bad, and I just needed to breathe. But yeah, he's engaged, and it hurts. It's a lot of pressure. Every time I stand up, I have contractions, and I have them about every hour, but nothing super consistent. You know what I mean? Nothing like every 5 minutes, like it needs to be. I'm ready.
Oh yeah.
My belly's
I can't imagine going through that again.
I'm swollen now. My fingers, my face, my feet were really bad, and they my blood pressure was high, so they tested me. I had blood work done for preeclampsia, and it came back fine. And then my feet were swollen for about 2 weeks, and now my feet have been fine, but my fingers and my face are swollen, and I don't think my belly can get any bigger, honestly.
Once you give birth, all that swollenness will be gone.
Yeah. Well, with Declan, I had swelling forever because I was pumped with fluids for 3 straight hours before my C-section. I was swollen for about 2-3 weeks with him, so I'm hoping I don't get too terribly swollen. I don't need pumped with any fluids or anything like that. So as long as I can have a VBAC and do it. So we shall see.
Really, basically, it can be any day for you.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Mhm. Yeah, and my one friend, she was like, don't worry about not being dilated. People dilate 10 centimeters in one day. You know?
That's what I did when I was with Andrew. My contractions, I woke up in the middle of the night. My contractions were a half hour apart. Then within a half hour, they were 1 to 2 minutes apart.
Oh my gosh.
I get to the hospital and I wasn't even dilated to 1.
What?
No, but the graft that they put the belt on you, and the graft and the contractions were like going crazy on the graph. They were like above the graph.
Oh my god.
And I wasn't even dilated to 1. He was born that same day, obviously. We got there about 4 o'clock in the morning. He was born like 1:42 in the afternoon.
Oh geez.
So I went from nothing.
Yeah. To 10 centimeters.
Yeah.
Right. Crazy. I know. I'm like,
yeah, it is.
Like, how long should I stay at home and try to do like my early labor before going to the hospital? But then
I
I'm
did
like,
that with Nikki.
A 35-minute drive, and I don't want to have a baby in a vehicle.
That's true. I did that with Nikki when we got to the hospital with Nikki. I don't remember. I think I was dilated to 6 or 7.
Oh, nice.
And of course, when we got to the hospital too, I told him, I said, no, you're not putting me in the bed. You're not sticking me in an IV. So I'm just laying there. I said, can we walk around? They said, yeah, you can walk around. So we walked around for a couple hours, and then they checked me. Mm-hmm. And my doctor was mad. So she broke my water, and she goes, we've been looking for you.
Oh, geez.
So she broke my water. But I was like, I didn't want to be stuck in the bed. I knew I didn't have to be stuck in that bed for hours on end.
Right. yeah, I definitely plan on walking around and like bouncing on they have birthing balls there. Maybe taking a shower if they'll let me, because that really, showers and baths really help my contractions. I mean, I got up
Oh
at
yeah.
12:30 this morning because I couldn't sleep. I was tossing and turning, and I took a bath, and I don't feel any contractions when I'm in the tub at all. But the moment I let that water out and the water completely disappears from below here, I feel them. They start back up again. I'm like, can I just live in the bathtub?
Yeah, if you didn't have the other little one around.
Right? I know. Right? I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna get any sleep tonight. Yeah, I fell asleep at 3 o'clock. And then Adam got up for work, and I said something to him that made absolutely no sense. I don't even know what I said. He's like, I can't even remember what you said, but you were making no sense at all. You were talking gibberish. I said, Adam, I am so freaking tired. Oh, and then Declan comes into my bed when Adam goes to work, and then he keeps me up. Just stay in your
So
own
there's no
bed.
sleep in there, yeah. Do you try and take a nap when he takes a nap?
Lately I have, yes. I don't
Yeah.
like to because I like to work during that time, but the last week I have because I've just been so incredibly tired. But that
Yeah.
also could be why I can't sleep at night too, because I'm taking a nap in the afternoon.
But 2 hours of sleep is not enough.
I know, I know. It's a struggle. It's a struggle to get him to preschool, and then I come home and I work up until I have to pick him up, and then I pick him up and then I work some more, and then he goes down for nap like a half hour after coming home, and then I'll take a little nap, and then I get up and we hang out, and then I work again later in the evening after he goes to bed. So I'm ready.
You
I'm
look
ready.
tired. You look ready.
I am. I'm beat. I'm beat. And I gotta get off here, and we gotta get Declan down for bed. And I just found out. So Adam's back at the refinery, and
Oh, okay.
they're doing turnaround in April. And I just found out that they're putting him on night, and he'll be
Oh
working.
no.
He's hoping he's working 6 to 6. It could be either 6 to 6 or 7 to 7, 6 or 7 days a week starting in April. And I'm like, I am going to be a single mom. uh, I'm like so stressed thinking about it. But Grayson will be 4 months by then, or almost 4 months. And I'm hoping he'll be on some sort of schedule by then, hopefully.
Right.
But I mean, I'm gonna have to. I mean, either way, I would have to do dinner myself anyway. But I have to do dinner myself. I'll have to do bedtime all by myself, on top of my business and all that stuff. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Adam's like, I know. He's like, I'm so mad because they didn't tell him that when they asked him if he would come out there. But it's only supposed to be for like 2 months. But I'm like, that's gonna be the longest 2 months of my life.
Yeah, it will. It will.
He was on turnaround when Declan was first born, but it was different because it was one baby. It was one kid, and now I have a preschooler who needs a bath like every night because he's so gross and such a boy. And then, I'll have an infant who, will be constantly, I'll be nursing him, and he'll need baths every so often, and ugh.
Declan goes to bed pretty well for you guys, though.
Uh, it's hit or miss, but yeah, lately, yes. We did have a little bit of a struggle, but he's been doing a lot better. And then he was waking up in the middle of the night and sneaking into our bed. Well, we stopped that, and then now he'll get up when Adam goes to work. And he knows that he can't come in here until Adam goes to work.
Oh, okay.
And it's just too much to have all three of us in here. I can't sleep then. And then I get really hot, and then Declan's rolling all over the place. Adam is sound asleep. So I'm hoping to maybe I'm trying to break little by little, like we broke getting up in the middle of the night. Now he'll just get up at like 6 o'clock and come lay down with me.
Right.
Which I would rather him do that than be up and ready to go at 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, let me sleep for one more hour, please.
Right.
So,
Right.
but yeah. I'll figure it out. We always manage.
You don't have a choice but to figure it out, right?
Yep, exactly. Exactly. But all right, I'll get off here because
Yeah.
got to get Declan around for bath because Adam probably didn't realize it was bath night. I can hear them down there wrestling.
And he's probably a sweaty hot mess.
Yep. Yep. And then got to get
Okay.
him ready for bed. So thank you for hopping on. I appreciate it. I hope you found it helpful. I'll add you to.
Yes, I did.
I'll add you to one of them or whatever. I'll add you to one that's going on right now because I'll add you to the one that's going well.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. And if you
All right.
need
Thank
verbiage,
you.
you're welcome. If you need verbiage to message like your customers, let me know. I can send that to you too.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay. All right. Well,
Thank
enjoy your
you.
night. You're welcome. Have a good
Have a
weekend.
good weekend.
Thank you too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.